It's crazy.
It is fucking crazy. Just like Plunderstorm.
Oh God, here we go, Plunderstorm.
3, 2, 1.
Prepare for battle, we're diving into a world unknown where legends begin. Jim, Christine, and Brian guiding the way. In Azeroth we'll conquer, there's no time to delay. Server restarted, we're ready to play. Join us now as we fight day after day. From dungeons to raids, we'll conquer it all. In the world of Warcraft, we'll never fall. Server restarted,
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It is a weekly World of Warcraft podcast hosted by three opinionated players who like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim, joined by Kristen
Hello.
and Brian.
Hello.
And definitely not pirates, turned out to definitely be pirates. And it is a completely and utterly new game mode called Plunderstorm.
Doesn't it sound like a toilet product?
A Plunderstorm?
Plunderstorm.
You thinking like a plunger storm?
A plunger
No,
storm.
Plunderstorm.
That is a perfect name for it. Plunger storm. Oh my God.
Okay, you've played what? 5 minutes of it? You can't judge it.
No, we played several matches.
Played,
they-
and I did it on my own too when Jim had to leave.
They have since, like, that was the very beginning, the first day it came out. It has since been patched and hotfixed and balanced a little bit better. It's a lot better now. You get more plunder and renown and all that stuff.
I think that is the problem that I have with it is there's 40 renown levels and it's a limited time. And so what it essentially is doing is forcing you to play a whole bunch of games and a grind to do this, where they should be going away from that, right? You shouldn't be encouraging people to spend hours and hours and hours at their computer grinding for stupid cosmetic stuff
I don't
in a
think
game.
they ever will. I don't think they ever will. I think they will
that's like
always have that.
That is
of those-
putting people at risk.
any of those battle royale things and all that stuff have that, and they have the seasons and stuff like that.
That
so
is
that's
putting
not,
people at risk.
I don't know. I don't think it's that, because I'm 18 now, and like I'm not grinding at it for hours and hours and hours. They have
Still like level
they have,
2.
They have you haven't played since the first day.
That's right.
Like in the first 24 hours, they've definitely increased it. It's a faster thing now. You can jump in, play for half an hour, and do like 4 or 5 fucking games and get like 2 fucking renown levels. It goes by a lot quicker now. And stuff like that.
Whoever signed off on that thinking that was a good idea, and then people did the math and they were like, yeah, you have to do blah, blah, blah. You have to,
Again, that's probably the old numbers.
Sure. But I mean, still the old numbers weren't good numbers.
So we were wrong. It was not Freehold. It looks almost exactly like Freehold, but it's not fucking Freehold, because they have their own little thing in there that looks like the little arena in Freehold, but it's not. It takes place in Arathi Highlands, which essentially is them just reusing the Battlefront map. That's essentially what it is, which means maybe we'll get a Darkshore version. Since
there was only 2 Warfronts, right?
Warfront. Sorry, Battlefront's a different game. Yeah, the Warfront, Arathi Highlands, and Darkshore, right?
World of Warcraft Battlefront. Yeah, that would be good. But it was only those 2. Yeah, there was only those 2.
So it'd be interesting to see if they do that. Again, it's all just cosmetic stuff, pets and mounts and stuff like that. Like nothing like whatever. Like I think you get some keg coins or keg leg coins in like Dragonflight that you can.
Don't they give you tenders if you max it all
there
or
are
something like that?
It's not max. It's well before max. I think it's up to like 25. I think you can get up to 750 tenders out of it and stuff like that. So Yeah, I mean they've tied it into Warcraft or like retail and classic because some of the appearances you get. Well, I think all the cosmetics are in Dragonflight, so they're retail. But there's pets and mounts that are in classic. So
Yeah.
So it's like it's not just for retail. Like the rewards aren't just for retail. I was watching some guy stream last night because right now there's the Twitch reward, the Twitch drop for WoW. It's one of those hermit crab pets called Fathom. And so I just was watching some guy and talking to him, and he was not necessarily keen on like it being tied behind the sub. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a sub and all that stuff. So it would be interesting to see if they ever broke it away as a standalone thing where you could.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want that though, because you see the way that, like, Fortnite had a really cool mode apparently, like in the beginning, where you did like a PvE mode with like a group, and they got rid of it because they solely focused on the one that was the cash cow, right? And
okay.
like,
so what I mean is, you make it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting they would get rid of WoW because of it, but it serves a really good purpose for like, and they even said testing the boundaries of what they're trying to explore with the evolution of World of Warcraft.
Good God, I hope they.
So it really does make.
I hope they don't make it a fucking action RPG.
I mean, I'm sure they won't, but like, what a great way to actually test your theories that you don't want the people to tell you how to do, right?
Yeah.
Because as a game, they still have to come out with something new instead of people telling them what to do, right? Innovation. And so, like, better to have a place to actually explore that shit, you know what I mean? And get real data around it, than just put it in and have people be pissed off, which seems inevitable for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know. People are mad about it and people aren't mad about it. So I don't know. It's like, I have fun playing it. I like going it because death isn't as bad as like in WoW, right? Because every time you start a new match, whether you've won or not, you start with no powers and you start at level 1. So it's like every time the match starts, everybody's kind of on an even playing field. It's really hard to find a good spot to land.
I don't know where to land.
Yeah,
like,
I have found to the south of Stromgard, there's that Faldir's Cove that's actually part of the map, but it's like down out of the way. So if you land down there,
but someone's always going there.
No, I've been in there several times and nobody's been there. Yeah, because people.
Damn.
You got to kind of keep an eye out on where people's things are going.
Dude, I found that Stromgard is a perfect place. After me and my son played yesterday quite a bit, like going there, people were low level enough that you could actually skip two or three before they get there and then get them out of the way. Like, and there's a lot of elites in a small area, and so like you have a really good chance of churning through that pretty quick.
It's its own thing for sure, and it takes a little bit of getting used to getting your controls set up. So I've been using like that Tartarus, like the gamepad that's got the joystick and all that stuff, and it's all rebound for WoW, and I'm like, well, I can't really rebind anything else because it screws things up and whatnot. So I just changed I changed R and T, like your attack and your heal, to like shift 1 and shift 2. I think I changed my pickup to shift 3 and the ping to shift 4, right? So now it's all thumb and shift, and it works pretty good as far as whatever. It's still not the cleanest, but it made it easier for me to play. Because I do not like the keyboard layout at all. I don't like the
It's
R&T
hard.
stuff.
I had to
really
rebind.
hard.
I had to rebind that. I rebound it to my mouse.
Yeah, just doing that, rebinding it to the mouse and all that stuff, I think made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Steering the parrot, it's best to use the camera look. That makes it a lot easier to do it. Like when you hold the right, that makes it a lot easier to steer it. I know we were talking about the other day, and you were like, I can't fucking steer the damn thing.
Yeah, it's just that delay in it is really fucking weird for me.
Yeah. And so like one of the best strategies I've found is like you crash onto something and you get a skill right away. Look for gold chests to get plunder out of, because the more plunder you get, the faster you'll level up and stuff like that. So because the higher level you are, the more damage health you have, and the more damage you can do, and the more damage your abilities do. In addition to powering them up, it takes a while to get used to how to use each of them. Like I didn't know certain ones were like push and hold, like the mana sphere and the swift winds.
Oh, really?
Because the UI is so out of the way.
It's right under the cast bar.
They use the same Dragonflight UI for that one piece. It should have been like a circle or something in the center of your screen.
So slicing winds and mana sphere are charge abilities. Like you push and hold, and it'll power up, and the ball will get bigger, or you'll dash farther, kind of thing. So it's, it's interesting, and it's like you have to kind of like learn how certain ones work together. Like can you stun somebody and drop a star bomb on them? Like that works. Some of them are slower, some of them are faster, but do less damage. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just getting used to them is really, I think, the hardest thing, because it is so different than WoW. It is weird to play a game like this that looks, it's WoW, all the assets and stuff. It is World of Warcraft, but everything is, it doesn't play like World of Warcraft at all.
Yeah.
And everybody gets double jump and there's no fall damage. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
It is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. So, and you can just change your character whatever you want. It's like, because it's not tied to a character. It's not character locked. It's just all stuff for your account. It's like, this is your your account, and you're just doing this stuff. So it is interesting, and it takes a little bit of getting used to get into it. But like, if just being able to jump in, do a few, and then leave and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, it's like you jump in and all of a sudden you land at the same spot and somebody gets you. And it's like, okay, whatever, you leave and you start again, kind of thing. And each renown level is the same amount that you have to get. It's like 2,500. So it's not like the higher up you go, the more you have to play to get the next level. Like as it is in World of Warcraft, right? It's like in World of Warcraft, you kind of it's experience or reputation essentially. And it's like those things, but in this one, it's static. So it's easier to plan out as far as that is concerned. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's not, I don't think anybody saw this coming.
No,
I don't think anybody had on their, I don't think anybody had on their bingo card fucking World of Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not even like, it's melee Fortnite or it's spell Fortnite as opposed to like guns,
right.
which is, so it's not a shooter, which is good. Can you imagine if they made
what's funny is that the spell part, oh man, I don't know. Even that fucking axe is amazing.
That axe is amazing.
The searing axe?
Yeah.
Because if you can stun somebody and get right up on them, because it's a slow cast to do that, but it does a shit ton of damage. It's so good. That and Fire Whirl is fun, where you spin around in the fire tornado and stuff, and it's just.
I like the Mana Sphere too. Is that the one you shoot?
Yeah, but that's the one you have to hold. That one, if you hold, it gets bigger, and it knocks them back and stuff. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the ambush item, where you just hide.
I'm sorry, but some of that, like when it gets to the point of the charge abilities in WoW for like the Drakthir.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some of these would work really fucking well as as area. I say AOE, right? But directional.
Yeah.
AOE is what it really is.
Well, the only problem I could see is it's like the Mana Sphere. That would be kind of like Frostworm's Fury for Death Knights. It has a range, but if something's in that range outside of the pack that you're attacking and you hit it, you aggro more. You know what I mean? You could unintentionally pull. So like there's that. They actually did a really good job with that, with the Mana Sphere and the Holy Shield for like collision detection. Because there's certain times where it'll hit something and stop. so it won't go
Yeah.
through things. So you can actually use.
That holy shield will miss a lot too. I've noticed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know that's got a second ability, right? You shoot it and then you can hit it again and it explodes and comes back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was about to say I saw it, but I never like used it. So
Yeah,
I had no idea.
so it does like a little AOE wherever the shield is. So like if you throw it out there and then somebody's right next to it, but it doesn't hit him, you hit it and it goes and it does a little damage.
Oh,
Same thing. Like you got the chain one, which I think if you let the time run out, it pulls them to you, or you can pull yourself to them. So I think so like that's the thing, right? Is these abilities aren't just like straightforward things at all. It's like some of them have like different ways to use them to make them whatever. I don't know. The bush is fun though because you can just pop that, hide in a bunch of bushes and just sit there and wait out
I
till
know,
like
I
you're
want
almost.
that
one.
was so funny. dude.
I look for that one. Yeah, that was happening when we were doing duos. I've used that quite a bit. You just find a couple bushes or whatever and just kind of hide there.
Yeah,
It's
that's so
yeah.
funny.
I got into a one-on-one against somebody that was 2 levels higher than me. I ended up beating them, but like sometimes it works.
Really? Holy cow!
Yeah, sometimes it's like you got to stun them and heal real quick and stuff. And, it's just, I don't know. There's just so much in this that's different. And it's refreshing. It's fun because it's like playing a different game, but still
Right.
playing WoW, if that makes sense. It's like,
There's 10 players left.
so you're in the top 10?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Just because I'm
Ye-
just running around.
Yeah, and that's a perfectly valid strategy is avoid everything, and then what's going to happen is everybody's going to get in the middle and start fighting, and then you just use big AOE's and just blow everybody up while they're trying to kill each other. That's a valid tactic. So it's just like it's chaotic, but it's not the same thing like doing PvP in World of Warcraft, right? Because, I mean, yeah,
Right.
there's a little bit of skill to it, but it's not as, unbalanced as, like, different classes can be in PvP matchups.
Oh, I died. I placed 8th.
Good. And so, yeah, the PvP in it, it's just more like chaotic because you never know what somebody's going to get. And you have the opportunity to, if you can find things, to kit yourself out with some good stuff. You know what I mean? And like really have like a decent build.
Yeah, my
Sometimes
build was crappy this time.
sometimes you just get shit. But you know what? You die and you go right back in. It's
Yeah.
like there's like hardly any wait. It's like I did get on early either this morning or yesterday morning, and they do have a system in there. There was only like 40 people in the lobby or whatever, or 40 something people, and it still started it. So it'll wait.
Really?
After a certain time, there'll be a 30-second timer to kind of fill in the
Yeah.
remaining slots. And if they don't get filled, it still starts. So I started a map where there was only like 40-something people on it instead of 60.
Hmm.
So
Huh?
that's good. And there is a matchmaking thing. So you're not going to go against people, I think, that are higher renowned because obviously they've played more and are potentially higher skilled or something. I don't know. Supposedly that's in there. I don't know how the matchmaking really works. I don't know if what they use for any of that stuff. So
I would guess maybe your renown level.
well, yeah, but is that even an indicator of skill? You know what I mean? It's like
No, just means that you're more experienced. You have more experience.
yeah, and
with
I
it.
think that's what it is. I don't know what the range is and all that stuff, but even then, it's just like, I think they use the battle tag for your character name. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay,
I guess so. Yeah.
Yes.
because you can't change it. And I'm like, you see all these weird names and you just laugh.
Oh, I don't see anybody's name. I gave up on changing the nameplates. Did they ever address anything
No,
with that?
that's okay. So there's two things that piss me off about this.
Yeah.
One is that every time I turn on larger nameplates, it resets after the
Mhm.
match.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. Second thing that pisses me off, no matter how it's done, whether I start a party or somebody else starts a party and invites me to it for duos, I'm never the party lead. Ever.
That's strange.
When I played with Kristen, when I played with our other friend, it was just like, didn't matter what it was. I wasn't the party lead. I never got to fly the parrot.
No, you never got
So-
to
That's
fly
what
the
like
parrot.
whenever I played with my son, I invited him, so I was the party lead, but we swapped parrot randomly. So
That's weird.
Then I just have the shittiest.
you have bad
fucking-
luck.
they got it out for you. Can't link shit in the game. You can't.
Well, it is bare.
Pirate parrots.
Yeah, it's bare bone. Oh no, I fixed. Oh, you're talking about linking stuff in retail. I fixed that with an add-on.
Yeah.
Enhanced mount journal. Not a bad add-on. Gives you some more information
Yeah.
and stuff. Little enhances the mount journal. Lets me link mounts because sure as shit they're not gonna fix it. They're too busy creating Plunderstorms.
Oh.
But yeah, I thought you were talking about like it's basically a bare bones interface in the game. Like you can't move anything. They no add-ons. You know, so that way nobody can, so it's not
Even
like,
though mine tells me mine are out of date every time I log into it.
well, that's telling you for
It tells me my add-ons are out of date, and I'm like, shut up.
well, they're probably out
In
of date.
Plunderstorm. Because they're out of date in other WoW,
Yeah,
it keeps triggering when I go into the,
yeah,
get in the game.
all right, yeah. But you know,
That's
I don't
very
know.
interesting, that's for sure.
It's,
Yeah, so
it's a thing.
it is a thing, and again, we know that this is an experiment. This isn't necessarily like the it's not necessarily going to be permanent. I think that really depends on whether or not how well it does, how well it's received. Like I saw some article that said something about, and it keeps popping up. It keeps dismissing this notification or whatever. But it's talking about how, you know, WoW players are going to kill WoW, and Plunderstorm's a perfect example of it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, what?
I did
what?
see that. I don't remember what that was, but I did remember seeing that one too.
I'm like,
It's definitely
what the
not.
fuck are you talking about? It's like you find 5 people that say dog shit about it, like canceling my sub and all stuff. It's like, that fucking comes out anytime anything changes in this fucking game. It's like,
Yeah.
and yet the game still is fucking around. It's not dead. So it's
Not
like,
dead yet.
not dead yet.
I'm not quite
Not
dead.
dead yet.
But yeah, I don't know. So like, I just don't know where it's all this clickbaity bullshit that people put out there. Like nobody can just give it like a fair shake. You know what I mean? It's like, is it perfect? No. Is it completely different than WoW? Yeah. Is it the best battle royale game out there? No, probably not. But it's something different. It's something to do while you're waiting for something to happen. It's quick. It's easy. It's not like trying to do a mythic key. It's not like trying to pug a raid. It's not getting on and doing PvP in WoW. It's not getting on and doing dailies. It's fast paced. It gets over quick, and then you're just out. It's like you don't have to worry about, you know, whatever. You can just fucking leave the match. Better thing is to do is get yourself killed so you get your plunder or whatever. But, you know,
Yeah.
I know. I was trying to figure out what the if it made more sense to go in, kill a bunch of stuff, get a bunch of plunder, and then just die quick so you can get into another match. Like, you know what I mean? If there was
it's
a
hard.
specific time thing that you could.
No, it's not even a time thing because I don't even know how you do it, because depending on where you land, on whether there's people there or not, depends on whether you can sit. Because if you land back in that cove that I was talking about and nobody's back there, you can be level 4 or 5 by the time you get out of there. Just running around killing stuff and getting on, because there's that much stuff back there, right? There's a couple of gold chests and several elites back there. And so you're level 5 when you come out, and you got a decent amount. But, you know, that's not going to give you a highest amount. I don't think that dropping out, because then you still got to wait to get into a lobby. Then you got to wait to start a game and all that stuff. It's best just to keep going. You know, it's just like, whatever, you know, maybe you can practice with skills and stuff like that. You can go jump into people that are fighting and just try to like screw up all their stuff. Like Kristen's doing right now. You see 2 people fighting, you jump in, you start throwing spells, and then you run away.
That's the best part. Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
The best thing to do as well is to like have escape routes, have a barrel, have a mechanical hog, have the fucking phase shape, have something to like the leap gets you out, anything to get you out. You know what I mean? Anything that can make you move fast, get away. So then you can hit that not like get a quick heal in and stuff. It's
Right.
like, and you get like world quests when you go in there, like little quests to do, like kill 2 elites, pick up 2 items, collect so
gonna
much
die.
plunder, you know, and it's just like,
Yep, I'm dead.
yeah. So it's
26th. Oof.
yeah. But you know what? I have been 59th before, you know, because you pick a fight with somebody right away, and then but you don't. But like they're already level 3 and have like
Yeah.
6 skills, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are ways to do that. You just have to find, you know, where that stuff is at. But and I think it's kind of random because there's not always chests in the same spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like you can always go to the same spot and get like the purple magic chest and get like a max level skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. You know, it's like you can go there and see if it's gonna be there, but it may not be. So sometimes I don't know. I've enjoyed it. It just came out and I've played quite a bit of it. So I mean, it's just like I think I'm renowned 18, but like some of the people I watched streaming were like in 30 or higher, and I'm just like, okay, those are
Some
people,
people like 40 already. That's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Well,
Somebody, yeah.
yeah. If you're a streamer and you're
That's all you're doing.
you're streaming this, and that's what you're doing. You're just constantly playing it, right?
Yeah.
You know, because those are the people you see that are 40. That are people that are just, I don't want to say no lifing it, but there are people out there that are just going to be like,
I'm just going to get this through as much as possible.
But it's like
Yeah.
it hasn't.
Yeah.
even
Well.
been,
Yeah.
it hasn't been a week, and I'm already almost halfway through. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to go at a breakneck.
How long
pace.
does it go for?
They said several weeks. My guess is going to be sometime around season 4 it'll be done. So you play a few games here and there, a couple of times a day. Like, no big deal. Just jump in, do a few, get out, and stuff like that. Sometimes you're not going to get a lot of it. Sometimes you will.
Don't have time. That's the problem.
But that's the nice thing about it is that you can just say, well, okay, I'm just gonna go play a few games. You go play 3 or 4 games, and then you're out. And it's only been like 20 minutes. They don't last that long.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can get that stuff done pretty quick. You can do it right before bed, play a few games. You can do it before you go to work, before school, you know. It's like get up a little, you know, you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I'm going to sleep in. It's like, well, I could sleep in. Alarm's going to go off in 20 minutes, or I could get up and just go play a few rounds of Plunderstorm.
Plunder before work.
Yeah. You can do it on lunch break. You can take a break from studying, do a few rounds, kind of, because it definitely is a mind cleanse. You know, it's like it ain't. I don't know. I mean, obviously, there are going to be people that are going to be vehemently against it and think it's just it's utter trash. I think that those people just haven't really given it a good shake. In all honesty,
it's not terrible. It's just
it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, not everybody's into battle royale games because most
Yeah.
battle royale games are shooters. When you get down to it, you have like Ark was this battle royale game, which you started off with some melee stuff, but eventually you were building like guns and shit, or you were picking up guns. The H1Z1 was like that. It had a survival mode where you just kind of went out and did it, but then they basically everything became fucking battle royales. Any of like the good like survival games became battle royales, and it was shit. You know, it was just kind of like we I don't know. It's just like we lost everything. H1Z1 I said, yeah, that was the one that was Sony. SOE. Became Daybreak, and then they scrapped the one, and now it's just like a King of the Hill battle royale. I mean, that's essentially what these are. PUBG's like that.
yeah.
What are some of the other ones? Warzone for Call of Duty is that, you know, but those are all shooters. Like, I don't think that I've seen any ones that are like action based like this. I think there are some. I think there's one that's like a martial arts one, maybe. But I don't play those kind of games that often, but I did see. Oh, I did read something too. This spell upgraded mechanic that they have there apparently is from a different MMO that was from a different company that Blizzard absorbed a while back.
Oh, that spell break or whatever.
Maybe that might have been it.
Yeah.
Like there was like something in progress that just got rid of. They got rid of it, or they just did when the company got bought by Activision Blizzard or whatever, it kind of just got shelved and then killed. So that kind of thing is a mechanic from that, I believe, which is cool. They have these assets and it's not going to waste. So, and I like it. I like the skill upgrade stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's different than leveling. So it's not just Plunder that controls it.
Yeah.
It's like you actually have to kind of hunt the stuff down, and it gives it randomness. So you know that it's not like people are gonna like find the best. I mean, people have already like meted the hell out of it, right? Like these are the abilities you need, blah blah blah. So yeah, you can try and do that, but it's like,
Wow, that spell break actually looked pretty cool.
was it similar? Similar to
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
no,
action
it's like
com-
spell based BR.
Yeah. So is that the one that got? Is it canceled now because it got bought by Activision? Is that the one?
Yeah, it said it was shut down last year officially.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's good that they have these things, and like maybe like those people got absorbed into like the Blizzard side of things or whatever, and put it in, and maybe they pitched this. Maybe they said, "Well, fuck it, we know, let's do something like that." Because I don't think WoW has
Yeah.
anything like that where you Torghast kind of maybe,
Yeah.
but those were really
I mean,
more
you
empowering.
used to.
Those were more empowering existing abilities,
You
right?
used to level up your things.
Right,
and
as you leveled, you could
you
get
got new ranks.
yes.
No, so this one is very, very, very Fortnite. It's like Fortnite literally. So
You
I
talking
mean, well,
about-
I don't see building stuff, but
Oh, you're talking about Spellbreak?
Spellbreak.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry,
well,
I'm just watching a video on it. That I guess there's a community mode and stuff like that you can actually still play. Apparently,
Oh,
I'm not sure.
but
Anyways, yeah.
yeah. So, but what I was saying is like WoW doesn't really. I mean, yes, WoW had spell ranks, but that was tied to normal leveling.
Right.
Torghast, like the abilities really just kind of played off of stuff that was already in your kit. Like I don't think did you ever get anything that was like a different, like brand new ability, or was it always tied to something that you already
In
had?
Torghast?
Yeah. They were just enhancements for normal stuff. I don't think you got anything new.
Yeah, they're just like buff normal skills.
Yeah.
As far as that
So this is, yeah. So everybody's got the same skills. Everybody's got the same class. Essentially, you're a pirate, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's definitely not pirates. I still can't get over that. It's so fucking funny.
What, the your pirates?
What, they being honest though is the question.
At the time. Well, I mean, who the fuck knows? Yeah, I don't know. Was it at BlizzCon? They said it was, or whenever this got announced, and like the first time that roadmap showed the 10.26 with the little black flag and stuff like that, they came out specifically and said it's definitely not pirates. And so I don't know.
That was Mike Sabaro.
No,
He said it's not. He said it's not pirates. That's
Was
what
it him?
someone was showing that the other day.
Definitely not pirates.
which I think that's kind of like maybe, I don't remember if it was written or spoken. So like if it was written, you don't get the inflection. Like if somebody's saying something like, oh, well, it's definitely not pirates, you know, then that kind of means, oh, well, it absolutely is pirates, you know, depending on how, like the inflection. And that's hard to really do at, you know, on text. So I don't know. Again, it's nice to have something different. I mean, I did jump into WoW yesterday and play a little bit. We were doing some alt like key runs. I healed a few and stuff like that. So that was kind of nice. It's been a long time since I
In
healed.
Plunderstorm?
Yeah. No, Mythic Plus's guy.
I thought this was the Plunderstorm podcast now.
Oh yeah,
Jim.
yeah.
Dadgummit.
Welcome to Server Restart in the Plunderstorm podcast. The
You're one and only.
the one and only Plunderstorm podcast, the PP. The PP.
The PP.
But
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
16th.
So I don't know. I mean, it's like, and I don't think it closes the same way every time. So I don't think it's the safe zone's always the same spot, which is good. So, you know, people aren't going to just like camp out and stuff like that. You know, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it other than, you know, I wish some of the controls were, I just wish
Less
some of the
janky.
configurations were a little bit easier to maintain and didn't reset. I do like that as you earn stuff, you can talk to the guy and like change your outfit and stuff like that. So that way when you load in, like you have a different sword, a different gun, and a different outfit and title. So like when you're playing the game, whatever. I think I got.
Where do the appearances show up in Dragonflight?
They do.
Where? Because I was looking and I couldn't find them.
You have to know what you're looking for by name, and you just search for them in your appearance tab. They're in there. The quartermaster guide that's in the lobby is also in Valdraken in the Roasted Ram Inn. You can talk to him to see your renown thing, so you can look for the names of the items. The tooltips of them in the renown bar will tell you whether it's a Dragonflight or classic item or just Plunderstorm. Because some of them, like, I think the Swabby outfits are Plunderstorm only. But, like, some of the swords and stuff like that are classic. It'll tell you, like, there's, like, I forget which level it was. Rank 10, I think, gave you the Hermit Crab pets. And one of them is Dragonflight, one of them is classic. You know, it calls that stuff out, so... I mean, it's good that you can, because you can get stuff for both, so, like, you know, it doesn't favor one or the other. I mean, maybe it favors retail a little bit more because I think most of the appearances are, because I don't think Classic has transmog, does it?
Mm-mm.
I wonder if
No,
they're going to add
Classic
that.
doesn't have transmog.
Are they going to add that in? When did that come into the game?
Mop.
Mob? Do you think they're going to add it in when Classic Mop comes out? The transmog
course.
system? Do you
Yeah.
think that all this stuff that's happening now would be retroactive back into that? Like the appearances from like this Plunderstorm thing?
If they're available in Classic?
If they would, well, they're not now because there's no transmog in. Like, you don't get cosmetics in.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, unless the item is available in Classic, literally, whether it's in Modern or not.
The items
yes.
in Plunderstorm are not available in Classic unless you earn them in
Yeah.
Plunderstorm. So, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
but you're also like the collection. Remember, the transmog was not the way it was now when it started.
oh, you're right.
You had to
It-
actually
it had
have
the
physical
item.
gear.
I
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. It's been a long time since that.
Yeah. Which,
Remember
Yeah.
how stupid that was with the void storage and all that crap? Ugh.
yeah, I still got all kinds of shit in void storage.
Does it still exist?
Yeah, it's still there. You can put
Oh, yeah.
non-unique items in there. They have to be soulbound or something. I used to store things that so that kind of to free up my bank.
Mhm.
Because, did we talk about the Hearthstone event? We did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I forgot because it got extended to Friday and all that stuff. So
How awesome it was.
it was okay. I mean, it wasn't that great. I mean, it was just a bunch of spawns. It was better than the Diablo one because you didn't have to go hunt down the portal.
Which Diablo one?
Diablo 4.
Diablo 3 one?
Diablo
Okay.
4.
Diablo 3 one back in the day was awesome.
I don't remember.
That was
Did you
great.
have to? Did it just
Cow
go?
level?
Yeah. I don't remember how you got there though.
I don't remember either, but I remember collecting the scrolls and having the
The town scrolls. I still got a bunch of those.
Yeah. Ah, so cool.
Yeah. It was just nice to just have like you could just sit at one spot and wait for it and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Plunderstorm's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out. You know, is like it'll be
It'll be
interesting.
interesting to see like
What the
when they bring it back.
Yeah, because right now it's a limited time event, and it may just be something that happens from time to time. And maybe this is what they do to fill. I mean, it kind of sucks if this is like they're playing on how to fill content gaps in the other games. Because
Wait, what do you mean?
so we're at the end of season 3. There is a content drought, right? There's not a lot going on until season 4. I don't know if I would like for them to have these type of events.
I mean, if it's a month like this, that's actually not too shabby. You know what I mean? Like, that's not bad at all. And something totally different where they don't have to make a very like weak ass implementation to bridge the gap.
Well,
I like that, man.
What I'm saying though is like, I want there to be enough stuff in World of Warcraft to keep people engaged in World of Warcraft, as opposed
there's
to
a dynamic issue with the game itself.
Yeah. No.
It's not. It's gonna be a long time until it comes back to that. To be honest with you,
Well, now that
they either have to bring the addiction back to World of Warcraft by making things much more complicated to do, less accessible, yada yada yada, right? Or they got to start introducing more persistent things into the world.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if they were to put persistent things in there and stuff like that, I don't know. It's weird because I don't want this to end up being like a crutch to where they go, well, we got nothing to do, spin up a new storm kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, because that gives them a reason to not be as proactive with the expansion and the patches, right? It gives them, it's like, well, we always have this safety net.
I definitely don't think it's going to be like that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because right now we're still within the first week, and it still feels quite a few people are playing this. So it'll be interesting to see what the fall off rate of it is. You know, is it going to start taking? Are you going to start seeing lobbies get to like 20 people and then start and like never get more than 20? You know,
right?
Like how long is it going to last? Let's just keep an eye on it. Just kind of, you know,
keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll monitor.
I mean, quite honestly, like I don't want to say that I'm disappointed that it wasn't something else more related to inside World of Warcraft, literally, but I'm actually not displeased at all. Like,
well,
they did not highlight it as a thing that was going to be extraordinary. They hardly talked about it, which the surprise was really cool. I hope they do more surprising things in the game generally.
Yeah, we all thought it was going to be
But at the same time, like, I think there was enough, like, the length of time it took for the hype build up, right, to escalate as high as it did was probably the biggest issue there. But otherwise, like, it's perfect for like what they identified on the roadmap overall, right?
Yeah,
it was so like not relative to anything else. It was out of the ordinary. Yes, do more things like
it's
that.
accessible to classic and retail players, so you don't have to worry about your level.
Yeah. Next, do World of Warcraft Fall Guys.
Oh my fucking god!
No, please no. Because I already had Fall Guys.
You.
I already had Fall Guys in
Fuck
Final.
you. Unplug her microphone right now.
I already had Final
No.
Fantasy. We had Fall Guys in Final Fantasy. It was janky
No one plays
as
Final
shit,
Fantasy, though.
and it was terrible. It was not fun at all.
Don't you guys have like weird areas where you jump, like Roblox stuff?
They have
Isn't that a
jumping
thing in
puzzles.
Final Fantasy?
Jumping
No,
puzzles.
I mean
Yeah.
we have jumping
It's like
puzzles, but they're not.
Like those are big games in Roblox that I play with my daughter. But like they're they call them obbies, obstacle courses. They call them obbies, but you like jump here, jump there, whatever, all that stuff. Yeah. No. Real Fall Guys, man.
No,
Come
Fall
on.
Guys
why
is
not?
terrible.
No.
Yes,
Dude, but have it be like a bloody brawl thing. Not brawl like fight each other, but like, you know, the gauntlet swings and you know, like murders people off the side and all this fun stuff. Oh, super like orcish, you know, like just mechanical things of the horde type of stuff. Oh, dude, that would be
like
so
a
cool.
like a goblet. Now, what if they did? I mean, they could do something like that, and they may just because it's a thing that's out there. But what if they made something that was trying to think. I don't know. Like what if they took the fucking like detective shit that they had in retail, where you had to like find the clues and all that stuff and go places, and turn that into like its own little game where you could get a people, or like an escape room. Make an escape room where you and 4 of your other friends can sit there and try and solve puzzles like that to get out into, you know what I mean? And just have it be like a random like in world like escape room.
That'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, when
That
it's
would be
like
cool.
you could have puzzles and they could be like the daily puzzles, like the rune things or something like that, but like before you can activate them to like untangle the ley lines, you have to find the items and stuff. And like they would be like little I don't know. Like you have to hunt down like the little like crystals to put them in the thing that activates the puzzle, and then you can undo the ley lines or do the matchmaker and stuff like that. You know, something like that. And the goal is to get out. Oregon, and actually, I don't know if delves are going to be something like that, but because I don't know what
It's got to break away from like
typical WoW gameplay.
the normal, the typical WoW like daily-ish type of thing. It's got to break away from it. You know, there's too much of WoW itself that constrains potential features, because everything's got to be balanced, everything's got to blah blah blah, all this stuff. And so like, I'm sorry, but like Plunderstorm might be completely different and something we don't want in WoW as it is, and that's fine. But in theory, evolving an MMO to break away from the WoW model, there's potential, right? Like you can see a game in the future where it's more like that, not the whole damn thing, right? Like, but you don't target things, right? Or there's just differing ways where like you don't have to be as fully constrained as WoW is, because WoW end to end is a constrained system to put any feature in at all.
Yeah.
It really is. You put in a fucking mount that's faster, like 10%, 30% faster than the other, nobody uses the other ones anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you put in the piece of gear that's the step ahead of the other one, boom, it just clears out everything below it, type of thing. Like, oh man, like how do you break away from that fucking model? Because that's the one that is like, you get on rails, you do the carnival shit show thing over and over and right, and then you get tired of it, and then you put it down, and you go do it again later when it just bumps up to the next level, right? And that's just not what the game
would be really cool.
Never should have been. What?
If they did a game mode and they called it WoW Divers, and you were basically getting on like the Eridar ships, and you go in and you get your kits and you shoot down onto like void planets or something like that, and you just fight them. And it's just
that's like Islands Expeditions, kind of like, isn't it? Like,
but without like normal abilities where you can call in aid things, but you get like orcish like chainsaws or flamethrowers or something like that, and it's just you make it like Gauntlet. You know, Gauntlet, it's like the hack and slash. You make a game like that, but where like you're being sent down to a planet to like it would be really cool to have something like that where you go into like a Legion planet and fought like demons and stuff, kind of like the Legion portal shit that they had on Argus. But like you're in a spaceship and like you can just get gear and like, you know, kind of like Helldivers is, right? A shooter extractor, but you make it like a WoW extractor. You go down, you do some stuff and come up, but it's all like WoW related shit. That would be kind of fun too. You know, and it's that like I mean, because you've already got the shit where you jump out of the fucking thing for the for Arathi Highlands Warfront, right? You know, you parachute down. You could have something like that, and you load in, and it's just a random thing, and it's just different types of mobs are there and stuff like that, and you just kill things. And you just make it the same, where you're just a grunt. You know, you just me not that kind of orc kind of shit. You know, and you just like, and you just shoot down and you just kill shit, and they can call in fucking steal that. That's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting to see the Blizzard stratagem of taking something from another game and putting it in their game to happen
Yeah.
in a way where it's not in the game, not in the main game, and it's not from another MMO.
Yeah.
Because this is essentially that. They took it and they wowified it. And I think that for what that's worth, it's not a bad attempt at it. Because I enjoy it. And
Well, it's definitely
it's not boring.
it's not, and it's like throwaway.
Yeah.
And I don't feel pressured to finish it myself.
Yeah.
I would like to get the pirate outfit stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, but and that's just
Mounts,
it,
I
right?
don't really
It's
care
like,
so much.
I like the name of the parrot mountains, the Polly Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think that's pretty funny. And they lean heavily into like the freaking Warcraft universe type stuff and all that things. So it's yeah.
Mhm.
But that's the main thing for me is that it's not boring and it's not imperative that I play it. I want to play
Right.
it. I don't
Yeah.
log in and play it because I feel like I have to get that stuff. If I get that stuff, that's great. If not, though, it's like I liked it's different, you know. And it's funny because it's like I haven't been playing WoW that much. I've been playing Plunderstorm, and also I just picked up a Tactics Ogre Reborn, which is essentially
Mhm.
like a Final Fantasy Tactics type game. You know, it's really good. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Completely different fucking type of game. You know, you're like micromanaging like your players' classes, items, skills, all that stuff, and then it's all like the turn-based tactics type shit. Enjoying the hell out of it.
Hmm.
And Plunderstorm, you just jump in, boom, do it. And then WoW, it's like you get back into WoW and you're like, okay, now I got to remember I can't double jump. You know, it's
Yeah.
trying, you know, it's like
I haven't been back in a while since then, so it might be kind of weird.
yeah, it just don't do nothing. All you just get is the click of the jump key. So I don't know. I
Click,
feel click
Click, click, click.
like the. No, I don't want to do that. I might do something bad if I hit the keyboard. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts on it? I mean, you've been playing it again, Kristen. How does it feel? Has your opinion on it kind of changed a little bit? You still think it's like just trash, or are you like kind of enjoying it now?
No, I don't know if I'm kind of enjoying it, I would say. But you know, it's
I say as she
It's a
gets
thing.
jumped.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's. I don't know. The fact that she's even still playing it means it can't be that bad. So
Yeah, no, that's fair.
so
I
yeah.
mean,
Don't you mean nothing?
I want the rewards.
Right, but it's yeah. I mean, I want the stuff too, but you know, it's like we'll get it, we'll work at it, and it'll be fine. You know, and it's
Yeah, it'll be fine.
it's not the worst grind in the world. You know what I mean? Because it's not repetitive. I mean, it is repetitive in the way it's like you still got to go out and get plunder and skills and stuff like that, but you never know what you're going to run into, where you're going to land, and who you're going to fight. So that keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
So, and you don't know what skills they're coming at you with. You're not going to look at it and go, oh, that's a paladin. I know that they're going to do this, this, and this. Or, you know, like
Right.
it's a rogue, you know, they're going to sap me and stun lock me and all that stuff. Like, it's like that doesn't happen. It's like there's like 4 or 5 skills that they may have that like, or like the meta skills or whatever. And that, you know, you just figure out how to do it. You just got to, you can dodge them. You can move out of the way, which is great. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't really do that in WoW. If you're targeted and they throw a fucking shield at you, it hits you. Whereas here, if they throw the holy
Which is
shield,
really interesting. It's interesting when you start to think through that process. It's really easy to forget, like, because you imagine that, like, when somebody fires something and you're here. Sorry, this is visual because no one can see it. Imagine that they're here firing the shield. You're here, and you move. there's going to be an arc now because it's targeted to you, right?
Right. In
Even
in
with,
regular
like-
WoW,
Yeah, in regular WoW. And so like breaking that dynamic is so like it opens up so many fucking possibilities, right?
Yeah.
It's insane to think. Like I can't imagine that like the way they have the game now, and you think in terms of like geekiness, server calculations and stuff like that, with everything going on in WoW as it is, and trying to calculate where people are when things go across a certain spot. Like, because today it's probably just like oh, they did this spell, it did hit them. Did it actually hit them? Do stuff. Now it's like, is the player there? Where is it at now? What else was in that area? All those types of things. And it's like, I can't imagine WoW having this for a long time, if ever.
well,
But it's really cool to think about the possibilities.
it kind of
because
does
it
with the
opens
evoker
up-
things.
Vehicle fucking warfare. Remember vehicle warfare and Lich King that they advertised?
Oh,
Getting on
ma-
mounts and attacking.
Mounted combat, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. Like being able to spatial attack, things like that, and the possibilities it opens up from there
Yeah.
with whatever you can do with the game. Really, actually kind of cool. Like, give us a fucking raid that's a flying raid, just like the fucking owl one, right? And Teldrassil, that's not the name of it. What's the name of the
Amirdrassil,
raid?
where you fly
Mil-
fly from one platform to the other.
Yeah, second to last boss, right? But then it's actually like some kind of like flight-based thing that has proximity, an effect and stuff like
The-
that.
Oh, I got
So-
third.
Nice. Brag about it. Listen to her over here, just being like, "Psh, look at you guys sitting there talking about shit. I'm just here crushing it.
I
and
just
Plunderstorm.
That's probably the furthest I'll ever get. Sea Dog is the one who I'm watching right now. I
But
don't know who Sea Dog is, but they're probably gonna win.
yeah, call out to Sea Dog, I guess,
Yeah.
for killing my wife.
No, I don't think that. I don't know if they're the one who killed me, but
Yeah, no.
50-50 chance whether they're the ones who killed me.
The thing about like that aerial combat stuff is like there are a lot of people like Plunderstorm is different because it's kind of two-dimensional as far as it's like you're not shooting up or down. It's like it's all like the ground plane. So you have some curve and stuff like that goes over, but it's still just out from your character. When you start adding in like a third dimension, you're going to have people with like spatial issues, like discernment and stuff like that just
Well,
aren't.
it's not even not just that. Like, imagine like not having to click on the fucking boss and attack it. Like, there's a huge difference in the possibilities there, right?
Yeah.
Think about even the mount
Oh.
boss in the Nexus or the Oculus at the end of that dungeon, like
Yeah.
stuff like that,
But
or
there was
even the
The one
the
in,
raid.
one in
as well.
Dragonflight where you go to fight the first one where you get on the dragons and you have to bomb all the stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's some in there that are kind of like that, but it's I don't know. Yeah. It's definitely giving me excitement for the future because there's just going to be a lot there there's a lot of potential here. So,
It would open up a lot.
absolutely. So, all right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. It's like, so I guess our official stance on Plunderstorm, not the worst thing they could have done.
Mm.
Okay.
It's actually pretty good.
Most of our stuff, Kristen thinks it's probably the worst ever.
I just don't like when they do FOMO stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't,
Everything is FOMO.
and it should not be. Is my point.
but how do you get, I mean, okay.
I don't think it's
You make a
possible.
fun
Don't
game.
you feel FOMO when you play Final Fantasy, right?
No,
Can you imagine like
no, they don't
Thank
have
you.
FOMO when
if
you play
you
Final
stop
Fantasy.
okay, then stop paying for it. Cancel your account.
I can. That's the whole point of Final Fantasy. Is they're like,
Well, yes, obviously, but like there's still some level of FOMO on like all this stuff. Like
Well,
and this is very much detached from it. So but to have people actually go through and play it and then like not reward them for anything, like I mean, how do you do it? Because it just winds up being
The
FOMO.
rewards aren't the
regardless.
problem. It's the tying them to specific time that I have the problem with. I don't care if you reward people for doing stuff.
Yeah, if they
It's the timing component that is the problem.
if this was not limited time, if
Have they actually announced how much time it'll be out though?
several weeks is all they said. So it's anytime you put something out and take it away, that's what generates the FOMO.
Yes.
So if this were to come out and they go,
Yeah, like the Hearthstone thing was more FOMO than this, though, for sure.
well,
But then you
You
play it
just
and
had to
realize that
log
it
in.
wasn't that worth it.
it was more pressure.
You just had to log in for Hearthstone. I don't.
But
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
what
the
FOMO
portal
is
stuff.
pressure.
Oh, the portals.
Well,
Oh,
right.
I
This
see.
is
Yes.
not as because it's several weeks instead of like the week and a half that the in-game event was. It doesn't feel quite as much, but it's still there. So the only way to do that is if you put it in, leave it in. You know, don't.
Sure. So, like, I would guess then the question is, do you feel FOMO for reaching 40? Because they could remove that system and just
Yes.
because the reality is they probably should have put the rewards out there and made Plunder a currency you collect, and then
And
you
then you could
pick
buy
what you
them.
want,
Yeah.
and you just play as much as you want to get those things, and that's it.
Yeah.
But again,
Like that's probably what they should have done.
you still get FOMO because if it's a limited time, you only have so much time
Sure.
to do that. But
Everything, your whole life is limited time, Jim. FOMO's everywhere.
Oh my God.
It is. It really is. Like this is definitely nowhere near as bad as anything they ever do. I would say that Hearthstone event was the worst because I felt FOMO from it, and I don't give a shit about WoW so much anymore, right?
yeah,
And then I log in, and then I did not like it. It was not enjoyable to do, and then I
Yeah, it
decided,
was not an enjoyable
care.
event. It was logging in.
and I don't have FOMO any longer for it. And
Yeah.
then so like, you know what I mean? And so like, I totally understand the point behind it, but the reality is it's everywhere regardless. Like feeling FOMO, missing out on a raid tier is a thing, but then you negotiate how much effort you want to put in
But it's
to it to get
not-
the stuff back out of it.
It's not though because you can go back and still do it after. It's not
No,
taking
it
it away.
is. It is because I felt FOMO not being a part of things.
But that
You see what I'm saying? Like it's everywhere and it's in different manifestations. So
yeah,
it's not like
everybody's gonna experiencing it different. Some people,
I would say, if anything, like if they would change this system to something that's a little less more like you got to make it to 40 to get, there's like 3 fucking mounts at the very end, which is kind of dumb. Like, and the amount of effort it does take to get level to level is kind of long,
yeah.
right? Because the core part of the fun part of the game is like the first third of it, right? The long game is not fun. It's challenging. The fights are hard if you're not good at it, like me. And so, like, the best part about it is really jumping down, killing stuff, leveling up as quick as possible, having a chance to kill somebody that's lower than me, and then I can last long enough to actually make it lucrative for that run. And then it's fun at that point. So I don't know, but overall, like I don't feel like mounts don't bother me so much myself. Like, and so like I
Oh.
don't feel the big need to go to the very end of it, but I do feel the need to make it to a certain point to get like some of the pirate transmog because I do like that stuff.
Yep.
yeah. If they would just put it in and just leave it in and not make it a limited time event, that would eliminate. a
Yeah,
lot
no,
of
I'm
it.
sure it will, but like I'm glad they do stuff like that because I would like it to go away and people be like, "Man, I really miss that thing." You know what I mean? Because it like it's gonna qualify it quicker than having it stick around, than them trying to like form things around it, then start to correct it and all this other stuff. Like, no, make fun stuff out of nowhere that has no constraints to WoW.
What?
Let it run for a bit, then take it away.
But if they were to do something and then say, we're putting this out, this is the initial iteration of this, and this is, this is the limited time event, but based on how it comes, this will come back and all that stuff. And then the only thing you get out of it, so that when it comes back, everything's still there. The only thing you get out of it is like a unique title. It's like original Plunder or something like that, or OG Plunder, something like that. Something to indicate that you were like, how like if you're in like the beta, sometimes you'd get like a special title, I think, or something like that. If you like in some games and something like that, But you know what I mean? It's just like it's weird because we don't know if this is coming back. I would have a feeling that it would come back and all that stuff.
There's a lot of effort there. I'd be willing to bet it does come back.
And if they were to put it on like a rotational seasonal thing and stuff like that, where it comes back kind of like the trading post, where like, again, the trading post initially would have been chock full of FOMO because if they put it in the trading post and it never came back and you get a limited amount of tenders and you can't get everything that you want, that absolutely is insanity. But because it cycles through and it comes back, if they were to do that with this stuff so that all these things are still available and you can get it, like maybe by being one of the first, you know, in the first limited thing, you get like a different coloration on a mount or whatever, or like something special for that, but then it comes back. So like it's like, but like a title is like not like whatever. It's like it's bragging rights. You know what I mean? It doesn't give you anything. Like mounts are actually like physical things in the things in the game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do think that making it limited time is it can be bad. So, but I think that's also why they upped like the amount of reputation you get for each run and stuff like that, and like the things you do, so that way it's less pressure to play as much because you can do it faster now. So it's like it doesn't take as long to go up, because if you can get in there and you can just run around the outside and just collect a bunch of plunder and stuff like that and level up a little bit, by the time you get to the end, you'll make it, because people are going to be doing other shit, you know, and you can do one, or you can do 2 or 3 runs like that and get a renown level. And then it's only like 10, 15 minutes. So, yeah. So, yes, I do agree that FOMO is shit. I do think that it just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think everybody has valid opinions.
What? No. Nobody has valid opinions. We're all invalid.
Fuck your opinion, Jim.
Yeah, we're all invalid.
So my opinion that everybody's opinion is valid
Is
to some
invalid.
degree is
It's
invalid.
totally shit.
Just
Yes.
shit.
Totally
All right.
shit.
Yes.
Well, thanks everybody for listening to My Shit Opinions with starring Jim Her.
Oh, I got the bush.
Oh, the ambush is the best item.
Jim, poor Jim.
Shut up. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. You can check us out
Shut
at
up.
serverrestarted.com. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll hopefully catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.